Hello dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is Uncut Fishing, and on this late morning, it's probably about 10 o'clock. I'm trying to turn things around in this pretty large river. I've been fishing it since 7:30. Oh man, there was a take. Wanted to arrive earlier but couldn't. In any case, it hasn't been going very well. That was probably the best take I've had today, believe it or not. So I've caught just a couple of pretty small to medium-sized trout and saw a bunch of chubs, and I'm not good at catching them. Oh, I've hooked into something. Well, I said I'm not good at catching them, and bam, a first decent chub. So I've seen them before but simply couldn't catch them, and look at that, just the tip of the nose. It's not large, but I've seen the ones like this before, and I overstayed in some spots. But obviously my primary target are brown trout. Obviously, if I could catch these chub consistently, and there are many more chubs in there than there are brown trout, I would be targeting chub. But as I said, I'm not a good chub fisherman, and I think that also the spinning is not the best means to catch them. Having just a simple float tackle here, I think, would be easier. It would take time to find the bait, but once you do, it would be easier. Another chub. No, this time it's a perch. So it's already an amazing beginning compared to what I had. But by the way, this is one of the deepest pools I've seen. The stream is, as you can see, or maybe you can't, but I can tell you that it is running low. Water temperature is about 19 degrees, probably already more. It has been very hot for several weeks, so water temperatures, I think, in this river were really high, and trout are among those fish that are not really too excited. When it becomes very hot, actually they become very passive. That's why I wanted to get here earlier. What? Okay, so these fish, these are, I don't know how they are called in English, but these are not carnivorous fish, and they follow the spinner all the time. But I don't know, probably it's maybe the second time in my life that I hooked this on spinner. Obviously it's just an accident. It didn't want to eat it. They are following in bunches. Okay, another perch. Here it is. Amazingly pretty, but not that nice as a fish compared to trout. Eats everything, is horny. It's very carnivorous, so not the best of fish to have in a trout stream, but they often live in trout streams. They basically live everywhere. Another perch followed. There's this branch which doesn't allow me to cast over there. I have to get the spinner over it, and there are several other branches in there. You probably cannot see them, but I can. Oh, another perch. Perch are fighting very specifically head shakes. Here it is. Pretty nice perch actually. Perch are also very, how to say, forgot the word, they are survivalists. You can, for example, freeze them if you are fishing, ice fishing, and then unfreeze them later and they will be alive. That helps them to survive also in these harsh conditions that are sometimes found in smaller trout streams. This river is not a difficult river to survive in. I'm sure there are more chub in there, but I got to take from those hooked one, and that's it. But perch are taking it from time to time. switching to trout type of spots, but today I've also seen follows by trout that resulted in no take at all, and obviously I didn't see many more. Small fish are following, maybe small trout, who knows. These are good spots, and I mean trout must be there, but no takes. Yeah, very flat. It may seem deep to you over there, but it's very flat. There might be fish in there, obviously, but I'd better look for higher percentage spots. So I've got chub, I've got perch, I've got that fish that I don't know the English name of. It would be nice to get a pike and then to finish with a solid trout. Obviously a lot of things would be nice. This is a trout. For a moment that this was a pike. Okay, spit the spinner. So, here it is, a solid high 30s, borderline 40 I'd say. My net is 46 or something. Yeah, I won't measure it. Here it is, and off it goes. So I think it could have been 40 actually, or at least high 30s, 40 centimeters. It's about 16 inches. So finally I got some break. And by the way, what is that? I was shooting in the morning as well, so I'm not sure how much juice is there left, but thankfully I got this one on camera. In the beginning I thought that maybe it was a chub, then I was convinced it was a pike. I came here for trout, but over time your expectations get adjusted, and in this case it got adjusted in such a way that I am not expecting trout anymore. In any case, that was a nice fish. Are you kidding me? Another trout. This one's even slightly larger. No, we'll have to use my hands to unhook this one. So, here it is. This time it's definitely a 40 plus. I have to let it rest. The spinner wasn't deep, but all three hooks were in the mouth, so it's always difficult when that happens. So it's about the length of the net, and off it goes. Here it is. The current's not fast, so it can rest. But yeah, so I thought that they will be in the riffles, but two large trout sitting in what is anything but a riffle. Here it is. Okay, let's leave it alone. Don't want to force it. And now I think my morning has really been good, even though the first 2 hours and a half were really pale. And not often, I can tell you, you will get two nice trout so close next to one another. And I get another one. This time it's a perch. and actually the largest perch so far. Here it is. Unbelievable. What else is there? All fish in this spot. Yeah, there is. Now there was a chap trying to take it. Yeah, this is not a fish. I eventually get a snag. Oh, there are a lot of branches in there. I've been so lucky not to snag sooner. It may have looked like I snagged very easily, but trust me, it's because I approached and had a better angle at shaking the thing. It was snagged into the branches, and snagging it just by pulling is impossible. And I didn't even try this run. Let's try that rock and we'll be wrapping it up. And now I have to hide myself from the sun. Nothing comes out. Small fish shooting around. So folks, this was Uncut Fishing. If you liked it, click the like button, subscribe, that always helps. And see you next time.